Hi, this is One Piece Deep. At Jump Festa 2026, the official One Piece X account released a message from Ichiro Oda himself. I want to go through it together with you and try to unravel what it means for the future of the story. To everyone attending Jump Festa, hello. Towards a brighter future for all. This is Oda Taro. In preparation for writing this letter, I asked my editor to list up everything we have planned for next year, and we ended up with a very long list of things that are coming up. But he tells me, we can't talk about this, or this. I guess we can't say anything. But looking at the list, it does look like many of our projects are aimed at a global audience. Needless to say, that includes Japan. The previously announced anime readaptation, The One Piece, is made for a worldwide audience, and is well in progress. And on March 10th next year, the live-action One Piece Season 2 will finally launch. We'll finally get to see Chopper. Every time I see new scenes of him, I find myself saying, so cute. Next March, all of you will be saying the same thing. I hope you'll also enjoy seeing all of the quirky new cast members, as well as seeing how perfectly Inaki and the others embody the Straw Hats. In fact, filming has already begun on Season 3, which will conclude the Alabasta saga. Please look forward to it. As for the new anime film, they haven't said I'm allowed to say this, can't say it's going particularly well. But maybe saying this will light a fire under everyone. LOL. But it's about something that I'm sure all of you will be very interested in, so I hope you'll wait patiently for it. Since this is Jump Festa, I should talk about the manga on Jump. After what you could call a very long flashback, or at least a little glimpse into history, that I'm sure has given you a different perspective on Elbaf. We ended things with a bang, and now things are about to get crazy. Will we get to the island that only King of the Pirates had previously reached? The man with the burn scar will appear. Characters who'd never met before will finally meet. Another pair of characters will come face to face. I think next year will be a year of encounters. The story will be moving at a breakneck speed, but since I'll have aged much to my chagrin, I'll take the liberty of maintaining my own health as we continue sailing next year at the fastest One Piece speed. Festivities ahead. Get ready for a spectacular year. Oda sensei said, it's about something that I'm sure all of you will be very interested in, so I hope you'll wait patiently for it. To me, this strongly suggests that we're not getting a completely new anime original story with brand new settings. Instead, it feels like they're planning to turn something from the original manga, something we already know about, or mysteries that have only been lightly touched on, into a movie. For example, it could be the Void Century, or Roger's final year. These are things readers have always been curious about, but haven't been fully revealed yet. I think there's a good chance those kinds of unanswered questions will finally be explored in film form. There are also other mysteries everyone's been wondering about, like Buggy's true origins, or Mihawk's past. After reading Oda's message, that's the kind of direction I personally felt. It doesn't feel like a completely anime original project at all. Rather, it seems deeply tied to the core of the original story. At this point, One Piece has so much momentum that it almost has to go that way. I also think the movie itself will likely serve as something that connects many of the major mysteries going forward. Now, let's talk about the manga developments mentioned. Honestly, the last 3 lines of the message were absolutely insane. Will we get to the island that only King of the Pirates had previously reached? That has to be Laugh Tale. No question about it. It really feels like the story is going to push all the way toward Laugh Tale. Then we have, the man with the burn scar will appear if we take this line at face value. Doesn't it imply that the man marked by flames still hasn't appeared yet? A lot of people, including myself, have suspected Skoppergaban, but after reading this message, the nuance feels more like this character hasn't been introduced yet. Of course, it could still work if it turns out to be Gaban, but personally, the wording didn't quite give me that impression. Then there's this line, characters who'd never met before will finally meet. Who do you think that is? For me, the first thing that came to mind was Luffy and Shanks. They've never actually met since the story began, and it really feels like the time has finally come. That said, if you think about it calmly, it doesn't have to be just them. It could also be Mihawk and Zoro, or, based on more recent developments, maybe Loki and Shirahoshi. Still, I can't help but feel like it's Luffy and Shanks. They came so close to meeting so many times, especially at the end of the Wano arc, but it never happened. That almost met, but didn't feeling fits this line perfectly. And it doesn't stop there. Another pair of characters will come face to face. I think next year will be a year of encounters. That means all kinds of reunions and meetings could happen. Luffy finally meeting the Straw Hat Grand Fleet again. Vivi reuniting with the Straw Hats. Luffy and Buggy meeting once more. Usopp and Yasopp. And we definitely can't forget Urouge. This message was truly incredible. Last year's message already blew me away. But this year goes even further, hinting at the next movie. A massive wave of encounters in the manga, and even the possibility of reaching Laugh Tale. It honestly feels like there are way too many bombshells packed into a single message. Now, whether all of this gets resolved within 2026 is still unclear. But one thing is certain, the story is definitely moving forward. Thank you for watching. Please let me know your thoughts and impressions in the comments. I'll continue uploading more deep dive One Piece discussion videos, so I hope you'll stick around and support the channel.